Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, organics of all ages. I am Double R, and in this video we shall be speaking technically about legality. Well, given the current season I'm stuck in, having to deal with this lolly show shit constantly, almost nonstop, over and over and over. Anyway, the anti-side has decided to pull out a new tactic. Why, yes, you can be jailed for lolly show shit. We have articles to show you. We have articles that prove it. Tee-hee. So I'm sitting here thinking, great, hard evidence. This is outstanding. This is wonderful. Finally, the thing I've been asking for, facts, until I read the articles. Oh dear. So before we get there, let's get into some basics. Sadly, we're going to have to do this way. Great. Bullet point number 1 of 3. The Paul Reubens scenario. The PRS, if you will. No, I'm not ex-military. I'm just acronizing everything. The Paul Reubens scenario. For those of you who don't know, Paul Reubens was mostly known back in the day as Pee Wee Herman. That was his character. That was the thing that everyone latched on to. Now, he was a family-friendly character. Typically, the movies were a little bit more adult-oriented. They're not sexual, but they're more adult-oriented. While his normal TV show was more for kids. I state this way because after the movies were done, he wanted to take a break, went on hiatus. You get the idea. So what does he do? He goes into a adult theater. No harm, no foul. No problem with that. Watching porn in an adult theater. Whoop-de-doo! Shouldn't be big news. Well, the reason why it became big news was mostly because little Pee Wee wanted to have a big adventure. Now, I said it that way to be cheeky in a way, but you're getting what I'm implying, right? Paul Reubens' little Pee Wee wanted a big adventure. Unfortunately, the big adventure was happening in an adult theater, which is technically a public place. If so facto, indecent exposure was charged. Okay. Well, he did mostly rebound from that, so that's good. Most of the interviews after that fact, he went as Paul Reubens, not Pee Wee, because he did not want to besmirch the character of Pee Wee any further. It's a whole thing. Nevertheless, the PRS. That's bullet point 1. Bullet point 2. The military. For those of you who have gone through basic, you know exactly why the military branch that you are part of, goes over your heart. It is to supersede your surname or your family name, which is on the right-hand side. That means military service is supposed to take precedence. You're doing this for your country, yada yada, blah blah blah, you get the idea. Now, if something happens to you, like you get into a fight or say you cause an accident, whatever, and something happens to you specifically, if it becomes an issue of law, one of the things you typically get charged with is, and I want y'all to listen very closely to this wording, damaging government property. Not harming government personnel, damaging government property. Why is this important? This is to show how you are viewed in the military. Property. So if you are in the dormitory or the barracks or some place that is issued to you by the government, that place is accessible to the higher ups, especially for things like inspection. Why is this important? Because at this point, any person that comes into your zone, the place that you're inhabiting, your place of inhabitation classifies as a public place once they enter. You are a wrench in a toolbox, a car in the garage. You're getting what I'm getting at, right? This is why when they show up for said inspection, you need to have something on, lest you get hit with, well, the PRS. But it's my dormitory. No, it is the government dormitory. It is the government barracks. It's their toolbox, their garage. You're just a wrench/car. You are property. Now, moving on to bullet point 3. There was a YouTuber, an artist, very well liked. He decided to have a competition for his followers, his subscribers, and whatnot. And he stated that he was going to open up the Google Drive so people can put in their submissions, so he can look at them when he gets up, review them, yada yada, blah blah blah. You get the idea. He opened up his Google Drive to let people put stuff in. We're going to take a sidestep here. He is presuming that people who are subscribed to him, people who are following him, like him. Ask Dimebag Darrell how that went. For those of you who don't know what happened to Dimebag Darrell, I'll give you a more modern example on a lesser extreme. Ask Dave Chappelle how that went. For those of you who don't know what I'm referencing, Dave Chappelle had a stand-up, tickets sold out. He began doing his thing. Doing his skit, doing his thing, no problem. No harm, no foul. Then, partway through his act, a person got on stage and rushed him. Security took care of the guy afterwards. Now, having said that, this person got a ticket to watch the show. And yet he attacked pretty much the star of the show. He attacked Dave Chappelle. Now let's take a step back to Dimebag Darrell. He was doing a concert. He figured everyone in the crowd were fans of his. Long story short, Dimebag Darrell died. Not of a heart attack, but because of an attack from a quote-unquote fan. Now we take a step back from there, back to our poor YouTube artist who decided to open up his Google documents, his Google Drive, and, well, haters gonna hate. They throw something in the Google Drive to pretty much screw the guy over. His whole channel gets yeeted and deleted. Overnight. Just gone. Remember, folks, you may have millions and millions of subscribers, but in those millions and millions of subscribers, there's always somebody who's a hater. At least one person. Bare minimum. Hell, I can give you another basic example with Baby Metal of all things. There were a couple performances Baby Metal were doing, and for some magical reason, Moa. It's Moa Metal. It's the other girl. Moa Metal seems to somehow summon people to throw shit at her every so often. Why? I don't know. I do not know. They don't throw it at Yui. They don't throw it at Sue. They throw it at Moa. I don't know why. Couldn't tell you. I mean, that shit's chilled out in recent years. Good. Happy for her. But the fact remains, here's people who are fans of the group and they're still attacking a member of the group. What the serious fuck? So, that's our third bullet point. The Google Drive is still considered a type of public access. Now, having said all of that, we get to deal with the articles. Woo, fuckity who. So I'm going to try to do these articles / court cases in order of least relevant to most relevant in terms of this lolicon bullshit. Okay? Don't worry, you'll see it pop up a lot because many people don't even read the articles. So of course the antis keep it as a talking point. The major talking point they try to say is lolicon, shotacon shit will get you arrested. And they use these articles as reference. Well, that goes back to the taboo insanity because they don't like something, they're going to misrepresent actual facts. First one, at the bottom of the barrel, a manga artist, for some reason, was seeking out a book of foreign children modeling in the nude. I'm sorry, what? Now some people think, oh, that's spot on. No, it's not. His profession has nothing to do with the fact that he's seeking CP. Nothing to do with it. It could have said cop looking for a book of artistic whatever, yada yada, blah blah blah. It could have been a government agent looking for a book of foreign children to draw. Because why the fuck not? The reason why they think it holds water is because it says manga artist. The job title, manga artist. Well, no, Chuckles. The reason why he was arrested was because he was violating the Child Protection Act. He was seeking child porn. Not lolicon, not shotacon, not anime shit, not manga shit. He was seeking actual, real-life child porn. Strike one, you disingenuous dickweed. You moronic motherfucker. Yeah, I'm a little pissed off because y'all just conflated fictional shit with real shit. And then you're like, oh, I did read the article, tee-hee. No, the fuck you didn't, or you would have known that. You were trying to be slick and go, it's a manga artist, so it counts. No, sir. Negative. Try again. And they try. Remember, This is usually rapid fire, article after article after article. So, next article pops up. Still low near the bottom of the barrel. An anime enthusiast uses anime to groom a child. That one does seem a lot better off. That one does seem to hold some water until you do some reading. Now, most people remember back in the old days of Stranger Danger, where the running theme with pedophiles was like a white van, free candy, free ice cream. You know, you get the idea. They pull up in a car saying, hey kid, your mom's sick. Anything they can do to get the kid into the vehicle with them. That's it. So, using cartoons to groom in any way, shape, or form, doesn't matter if it's Japanese cartoons, American cartoons, Indian cartoons, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Anything can be used to groom. Candy was used. Ice cream was used. But I don't see y'all protesting those. I'm just saying. Just putting it out there. But it did say anime enthusiast. And Japanese anime was used to groom. So was he arrested for that? No. In fact, the reason why he was arrested, surprisingly enough, when they got a hold of him because he was grooming a real-life child, was when they checked his phone, they found child porn of the child he was grooming. Are we catching a theme yet? He wasn't in trouble for the fictional shit. He was in trouble because of real shit. This is probably one of the major reasons why the pro side gets pissed off about the antis. Worry about the real shit. No, we're going to conflate fictional shit to real shit. Stop that! 2 out of 2 articles fail outright. Next! Oh, did you hear about the military person who got in trouble for having anime on his computer or whatnot? And his defense was he was in his barracks. Point 2. What was that whole thing I talked about in bullet point 2? That whole thing applies to this article. Surprise, surprise, surprise. But to summarize it here, because he was watching any type of porn in public, he might as well have been out with his phone playing said porn while being buck-ass naked doing the hip thrusts. It would have been the same effect. Because remember, dormitory and barracks count as public, especially during an inspection. You can argue with me if you want. Check the UCMJ, the Uniform Code of Military Justice. It tells you that straightforward. I know, a lot of y'all don't read terms and conditions, let alone law, much less military law. I read psychology shit. I shouldn't be reading the law, but here I am. Next. This person, there's a warrant for this person's arrest because he's got shit on his computer. And we are referencing stuff from the Google Drive. Hello, bullet point 3. Nice to see you again. Deja vu, anyone? But since there is no active court case yet about that, we have to wait to see how that turns out. But is it because he has lolicon or sholicon shit? Doesn't matter if he does or doesn't. Why? Porn in public. Come on! Next! Oh, my head hurts because it's obviously what the theme is here. Was this 4 out of 4 that failed? 4 out of 4 straight up failed. Because it's technically porn in public. Oh my god, this is hurting. This is starting to hurt. The stupidity, the spinning of actual facts. What the fuck? Next. Okay, what was next? Oh man, my head hurts. What is next? Are you fucking with me right now? This dude is running a website. Okay. There's a free version of the website, fine. And then there's the paid version, okay? Paid version gives you access to the full site, fine. So what's the problem? The site has stories and pictures of children being abused. For fuck's sake. So technically, it's, again, porn in public. Now at this point, we are going to add something known as 1466. Because, websites and all. 1466 pretty much says this. The dude did manufacture, receive, and possess with intent to distribute because he has a fucking website. How is this hard? How do people not see this? How is it so difficult to understand? Oh, my head hurts so bad. Well, they're in trouble because... No. It didn't say cartoon from Japan. It didn't say anime. It just said cartoons. Period. For all we know, it could be an uncensored Dama clip. Before we decided to put bubbles all over Daphne's boobs while she's attacking somebody, we just left those off. We don't know. Apparently, the artwork is based on the avatars of the authors who sent stuff in, which meant the person receiving it, hint, hint, receive, and now possesses it with intent to distribute it. Yes, that is a violation of 1466. We're seeing a theme, right? I believe there's another article out there, but my brain just fucking hurts because it comes out to the exact same shit. Porn in public. But let's talk about the 1466 thing, because for some reason a lot of the antis have clasped onto this for dear life. And I get it, no one reads the fucking law. And I'm not going to argue with people all the damn time about it, because I get it, you can't read down to the letter F! Okay, what do I mean by this? 1466, I've already shown it before. But I've shown just the top part. This is the part most antis will use as well. Just the top part. If you read the entire thing, like most other things like this, most other USC items, United States Code violations, they have to define certain terms. Well, guess what, jabroni? When you look at 1466, if you read the entire goddamn thing, down near the bottom, it says definitions in section F, definitions. The second bullet point in the definitions states that when they are emphasizing sexually explicit material, they are referencing the definition found in 2256. Why is this important? Because for some reason, the antis will clasp to the top side. Well, it says 2256 here, but that's only the penalty being exerted. It's the same penalty from 2256, so it has nothing to do with 2256. Bitch, F2. This means it has been referenced. It is a point of contention because it is defining sexually explicit material, which partly comes off with the obscenity charges. You have to identify what an obscenity charge is. And then, unfortunately for y'all, in the Miller test, the first item that gets tested is about sexual shit. So they have to define that sexual shit. And when they did, they go and put it as F2. Definitions. Sexually explicit material as defined by 2256. Ergo and thusly, 2256 is important to 1466. Now, what the antis are typically saying in terms of 1466 is that it doesn't matter if the fictional character is based on a real kid or not. This is technically true for one major reason. And I want y'all to listen very fucking closely. 1466 is about a business thing. Receiving, distributing. That is their whole thing. If you play porn in public, you are technically distributing porn in public. This is why when people are trying to sell alcohol in an establishment, they need an alcohol license. Because you don't want drunk kids. You don't want kids exposed to pornographic material. 1466 is pretty much porn in public. You will get caught with 1466 if you do porn in public. In any way, shape, or form. If you make it, if you receive it, if you send it out, if you possess it with the intent of distributing. And if you're playing that shit out in public, you are technically distributing. How is this difficult to get? Hell, one article, the one I just said, kind of pissed me off, and I didn't even really want to bother bringing it up. The dude was in a government facility using federal computers and federal printers to print out, you guessed it, porn! You're in a government facility. That by default counts as public. You're printing out pornographic shit in public. Oopsie daisy, motherfucker. Porn in public will get you 1466. Period. It doesn't matter if it's Ron Jeremy porn. It doesn't matter if it's live action porn. It doesn't matter if it comes from Pornhub. It doesn't matter if it's X-Hamster. It doesn't matter if it's all those other sites, because I know there's quite a few of them. It doesn't matter if you're just playing a video clip from your girlfriend sending you her masturbation video. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If the porn is in public, you are technically distributing it. You are 1466. So in that case, ladies and gentlemen, you could be in trouble for lolly shota shit if it is a anime with audio and you're playing it around like an idiot or flashing it in front of people or people looking over your shoulder and seeing you looking at weird pictures and they get offended because it's porn in public, which technically falls under distribution. Damn! And yet most of these articles said nothing about anime. Hell, one article even conflated anime with just animation. This is the animated thing. It's like, what? Stop. Don't conflate. Stop that. So, folks, if there's nothing else you learn from this, besides the fact that 2256 does hold some water with 1466, because 2256 holds the definition of sexually explicit material that 1466 uses. Besides that, thanks, F2. If you learn nothing else from this video, remember, don't play porn in public. That's common fucking sense. Ah!